Hello gamers and welcome to a new video. We're going to play some Capcom classics starting with Ghosts and Goblins. It's a difficult game, but to be honest, I played this in the most easy mode because I wanted to show you a little bit more of the game than just 4 steps, dying and then another 4 steps. So, here we go. Grab that coin, yes, very nice. And that's a terrible weapon you see there, the torch, because it will fly in an arch and it's difficult to kill the enemies that are behind a tombstone like this one, for instance. Yes, that was a lucky shot there, without being hit. I played this game in the old times a lot on the Commodore 64. Of course, the graphics of this version is much better, but the sound, I don't know, maybe I'm just too used to the SID chip sound from the Commodore, but somehow I prefer that one compared to this one. Oops, that's my mistake. Yes, very nice. And well, but the Commodore 64 didn't have all the tracks or all the levels in this game, so I decided to get this game for the Xbox 360 as well. And you know what? The possibility to make it more easy makes it for me much more playable. But I still didn't make it till the end. But very nice. And I was lucky here because at a later time I even get myself, yes, here it is, the knife. So that was lucky. And the nice thing is, well, I never seen this game in the arcades for real. I did see the sequel to it, but this one I never seen for real. So it's very nice to actually see how it looked like. And so now I know that the Commodore 64 actually did a very good job on this conversion. Oh, I don't want that. Let's go and fall down and try to get past the weapon. But then I make a mistake. And oh, I was lucky there. Yes, the sound is so terrible that I don't think that YouTube will make a problem with keeping the game music intact, because it's just, well, not so good, to be honest. But well, what can you expect from such an old game like this? Well, in this mode it's quite easy. You got unlimited lives, and the guys above you, you don't have to hit them 8 times. But if my memory serves me well, I didn't actually count it, but it's like 4 or maybe 6. 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, it's somewhere around 4, 5 or 6. But it's difficult to count because they fly so fast. But on the Commodore 64, you had to keep on pressing and hoping that it didn't get to you. And since there's no life bar, it's like one time you get hit, you lose your suit, and the next time you get hit, you lose your skin. You die. That was lucky. On the Commodore 64 it's just 2 like this, and then after that the end of level boss would have come, but in this case you got to have passed 3 of those elevator stages. Very nice to be able to play the game that impressed me so much on the Commodore 64 back in the day. And now I see the real one, a really great game. And it tells me that somehow, in the old days, I was better. Because here, well, the first one I will finish, and the second one I won't. I get to evade his shot, and then he stamped on me, and that was the end of my life. On to the next game, Commando. Well, and just like the Commodore 64 version, if you finish this game, it will immediately go back to the start, and you start here again. So I play from start to finish in one go. Because, well, I was lucky there. Usually I'll just walk into those bullets, but somehow today was my day and I could manage without dying too much. I could manage to go to the end. I didn't video edit the mistakes out. Yes, if I die, I die, and you get to see this in the video. I really like this game, but again, well, because it's from my childhood, the Commodore 64, I prefer the Commodore 64 too. Yes, and here we are very close to those two doors where there are much more enemies coming towards you than you get to see here. Ooh. Well, that almost looked like, well, maybe it's just because I'm watching on a very small screen now, but it almost looked like I was walking through a bullet there. So maybe the collision detection is off, or I didn't see it properly. But well, on the Commodore 64, in this part, you get much flicker in the sprites, because, well, it was very difficult to animate all those walking soldiers. Ooh, yes, that was nice. Yes, the next track. The more fun thing about the arcade version is, of course, ooh, that was close. The most fun thing is that here you get to see everything. Of course, there's also a lot of graphics detail missing on the Commodore 64. What do you expect from such an old home computer? For instance, this part. Yes, oh yes, I died. Let's go. Oh, I thought I was hit by a rocket, but he kept on walking, so you don't hear me complaining. Well, and here there's something I didn't knew from this version, from the arcade version, and that is that these soldiers keeps coming from those caves instead of from the doors. On the Commodore 64, if my memory serves me well, the doors just opened just like in stage 1 and you had to shoot all the soldiers coming out of there. And this part I don't even remember on the Commodore 64, so either the graphics have changed a lot or it just wasn't there. Sometimes I let them live and just walk past them, but sometimes you just gotta deal with them because they keep annoying you. Those green ones want to escape because they are worth more points. Well, I tried to catch them, but in this case it wasn't possible. It was better to avoid the weapons and the soldiers, the bullets, and stay alive as long as possible. But this was also pretty new to me, that they throw bombs or whatever it was from the truck and you had to avoid that, or better still, like I did, shut it down before it reaches to your soldier. Ooh, and I did it again. Lucky. But very nice to see that this game hasn't been shortened as much as Ghosts and Goblins was. Ooh, I fell into that pit over there. I didn't know you actually could fall off the bridge by mis-stealing your character. Ooh. These guys are very annoying with these rockets. But the fun thing is, you can actually blow up their bullets that fly towards you. Almost there. Oh, here I was really lucky. I actually thought, well, I will never get past this, but yes, I survived. And to be honest, I must say that with games like this, I got a better feeling of that you actually accomplished something when you finish a game. Some action games from nowadays, I don't say all of them, but there are a few that are so easily that they are actually a walk in the park. Those old days, in these old days, most games were just about impossible to finish. Yes, this one I also finished on the Commodore 64, but that took me much longer than it took me right here, because I didn't practice. I just put the game in, and it was like maybe 6-7 months ago that I actually picked it up and played it once or twice, and then I go on to the newer games. Okay, well, this part of 1942 I don't show the full playthrough because, well, as you can see, the graphics are quite bland. I make a lot of mistakes in the beginning, and then suddenly I got the hang of it, and, well, I didn't die anymore, and it just took forever and forever to finish it. But all you get to see is a bit of blue, and then after a very long time you get to see a bit of land, so actually the graphics, that isn't much special. But I had a great blast playing this in the arcades, because, well, that's what you had back in the time. Ooh, that was a lucky there. And I didn't see that coming. Well, on to the next, 1943. And there's another version on that, and I think that is the Japanese version. It's also 1943, and that is just a bit more difficult, more bullets, and well, the same, almost the same graphics. And here I'll just show you one level after finishing the end of level boss ship, and then I go on to the next version, and that is the end of the video. Yeah, the weapon selection is difficult because, well, you shoot down planes, and here you get to see it again, and if you shoot the pickup, it will change, and sometimes you just have to shoot because there's a lot of planes on the screen, and then it changes, and I think, oh, I picked up the wrong weapon, and it will happen, if I'm not mistaken, here. No, it's the next one then. No, okay, I know that it happens in this video, and in either this 1943 or the next one. Then you get lasers and well, let me explain. I usually totally suck at games like this. I usually fly towards the bullets. I don't know what it is, but somehow this game is much more playable for me. Because, well, in the modern shooters there are so many enemies on screen at once. It's just well, I just can't focus on that's the wrong weapon. I just can't focus on too much going on, and if you look above you and somebody flies towards you from the right or left side or from the bottom, and dead you are. But in this case it works like a charm because there aren't too many enemies on screen at once. But I will try this one and the next one that comes along on the normal arcade settings to see if there are more enemies on screen then, or you die quicker, because as you can see they changed something. In part 1 it's just you get hit, you explode, but now you've got a live bar, and you can use it as a special, because if you use a special it will deplete something of that bar. And you can also just shoot the bastard, sorry, the bad guys, and try to survive longer on one plane, on one life bar. And that was the end of the first 1943. And now there's a Japanese sign behind it, making the game look a little bit different. Like here, the boat didn't look like it was sinking off on the left side. But other than that, it starts the same with two planes supporting you. But a bit more enemies to dodge, especially later on. I took a lot of risk to kill those pink airplanes. And as you can see in this part and the previous version, you got some multi-layered scrolling, and well, it looks better than the first 1942 game. So the sequel looks a bit better, and well, this is a bit more challenging, but challenging for me also, because there's just much more to shoot. And also that airplane right in front of me that keeps on going up and down and up and down, and somehow you can only shoot it if it's going up. Yes, shoot, and then I grabbed different bullets. Yes, that's better. I was lucky there because, well, as you can see, I could shoot the guys that coming from the left and right side in one go. And also nice that they made the levels a bit shorter than in the first version of this game, because, well, it gives a bit more variation in the gameplay. Especially in 1942, levels take a long time, and well, there's not much to look at except for a bit of water, that blue stuff there. Okay, let's shoot the boat down. And on to the next. Yes, I did it. Shoot, shoot, and then the bigger boat. And that is the end of the video. Before it will stop, I will thank you for watching. I hope you have a nice time watching the video and seeing those old school games back. And or maybe you like that too, they are still available Xbox Live Arcade.